Like I said, Mr. Chirag Sethi, he is the business head at Delta Electronics. He's a transportation industry professional with over 2 decades of experience with various multinational companies. Over his career span, he has served in various roles, including solutions, sales, business development, and project management in the railway and aviation sectors. He's currently heading the railway traction business unit of Delta Electronics, which provides propulsion equipment for rolling stock and power quality solutions for substations. Mr. Sethi is an electrical engineer by training with additional degrees in law and supply chain management. A very warm welcome to you, sir, and I hope you've received the presenter rights from our side.
Yes, ma'am. Let me know if.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, may I start?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for having us on board on this virtual conference on railway electrification. A lot has been talked in the first half of the session regarding the giant steps which Railways is taking towards 100% electrification by 2023, as well as what comes with it is the requirement of additional power due to the additional number of locomotives that we will have on our tracks, as well as new substations which will be required to feed power to this rolling stock. Before I start into the topic of our today's presentation, I will just give you a brief of what is Delta Electronics. Delta is a Taiwan-based multinational company. It's an $8 billion sized group globally. We are present in India in a big way. We already do close to 1,300 crores of business annually in India. We have production facilities, factories, as well as R&D centers. I'll give you a glimpse in the subsequent slide. We have all kinds of competencies on board, which range from design, project management, manufacture, testing, commissioning, and after sales. The pictures you see on this slide are the various business units that Delta is into, which ranges from video walls for Operation Control Center. This morning, we had a session from Mr. Vipin Kumar from DFCCIL. So the control center at Allahabad for Eastern DFC has a video wall which is delivered by Delta. We also have solutions for automation, which consists of HMIs, MMIs, sensors, robots, and machine automation. Photovoltaic inverters, EV charger, and energy storage. These together are called the energy infrastructure solutions. We have a session tomorrow where we will be diving a little deeper into what these product offerings are, with the railways planning to harness solar energy along the track side. The requirement of such, let's say, utility scale PV inverters coupled with the energy storage systems becomes more relevant. In addition, we have UPS as well as telecom power supplies. Railway Traction as a group is focusing on products which are solutions which are only specific to railways, which consists of rolling stock propulsion as well as power quality. Rolling stock solutions is for electric locomotives, which consists of the main power converters, auxiliary converter, rotor load converter, as well as some switchboard cabinets. Power quality equipment consists of dynamic reactive power compensation for traction substations to address the issues of poor power factor, high harmonics, as well as voltage regulation. So this is a product which complies with the latest IEEE 519 standards. This is what will be the topic of our presentation today. In India, we have manufacturing facilities at 4 locations: Gurgaon, Rudrapur, Hosur, as well as Krishnagiri. So Gurgaon is our corporate office. Our factories are, let's say, assessed for capability and capacity by railways and approved by them. So for our propulsion equipment and all the auxiliary converters, our Rudrapur factory is the approved works. With regard to R&D, yes, our R&D is There are 2 centers in Gurgaon as well as Bangalore. So our Bangalore facility is handling megawatt scale of power, and it is also certified by the IEC as a test lab, as a satellite test lab. All over India, we have various branches, so which enables us to cater to different requirements of customers, pan India, as well as any after-sales service support. We have quality processes complying to QMS, EMS, as well as occupation health and safety. Power quality, the time is ripe. Of course, we had a similar presentation during the last annual railway electrification conference organized by India Infrastructure. Well, day by day, this problem or this issue is gaining more traction, more relevance, and I think to be able to address this issue before it multiplies into a fire, let's say a wildfire. That's the reason I tried to name this presentation as the time to act is now. Power quality issue. Well, the issue of power factor and harmonics is not new to the various stakeholders who are involved in railway electrification. Traditionally, yes, capacitor bank series reactors are also being used in various traction substations. Incidentally, they do not meet the requirements which are set by the various electricity authorities as well as the latest standards. What you see here is a notification from Tamil Nadu Electricity Regulatory Commission, which mandates penalty of 15% of the monthly electricity bill in case the harmonics are not kept within the permissible limits. And the moment these harmonics will be brought within the limits, the penalties will be waived off. On the right is a snapshot of one of the electricity bills of a traction substation in Southern Railway, which procures power from Tamil Nadu Electricity Board. So where every month they have close to 50 lakh rupees penalty just on account of not meeting the harmonics requirement. February 2019, this topic was given, let's say, more emphasis when the Central Electricity Authority came with a gazette notification saying that all bulk consumers who are tapping power at 33 kV and above need to comply to voltage and current harmonics as specified by IEEE 519, the latest 2014 standard. So this automatically then mandates that all such bulk consumers and of course railways is also one of them. So they need to abide by these stipulations as per the Central Electricity Authority. So this regulation is slowly but now at a more fast pace getting translated into a state level regulation where different states are now incorporating this requirement in their draft code and gradually into a formal regulation. We already are aware that some states, including Punjab as well as Maharashtra. So Maharashtra one is more recent, I think early this year, the MERC, Maharashtra Electricity Regulatory Commission, came up with a similar requirement, reiterating the compliance of IEEE 519 standard to be followed by all bulk consumers so that harmonics are not pumped into the grid, whereby the the source site gets polluted. I present to you here a case study of how Delta has provided solutions. We call it power quality restorer or power quality compensating equipment for substations. So this has been implemented both in a main line as well as in a metro rail. So I'm going to talk about this. This is an SLD of a traction substation where the left side is the incoming, the grid side from where we tap energy, we step it down, and then we feed the loads towards the right side. So due to the non-linear nature of loads, there is always some kind of harmonics which are transmitted to the source side. What we have implemented here is at the 27 kV feeder bus, we have provided our power quality compensation equipment, whereby at the source side, at the point of common coupling where the metering happens, we get a pure sine wave, if I may say. So our solution is addressing the triple problems of reactive power compensation, power factor improvement, as well as harmonic suppression. This is a modular kind of product where, depending on the reactive power requirement, you can add on multiple units. In case of a typical TSS of, let's say, 20 MVA contracted maximum demand, what we provided here in case of Southern Railway was a 6 MVA configuration. In case of a metro, where the traction loads are maybe not more than 10 MVA, there it was a 3 MVA product which we installed. So this is a highly efficient solution. We claim, we are happy to announce that this solution provides almost 99% efficiency. So the loads are less than 1%. It is able to, let's say, withstand the different climatic conditions. It has been installed in environments such as Chennai, which has a high amount of humidity and high temperature, whereby the system is designed to cater to these temperature variations. It does not require any special air conditioning. It is just forced air cooling. What is unique in our product is that it is a solution rated for 25 kV traction voltage, which implies that we do not need an additional step-up transformer to connect it to the 25 kV. The modules are connected and in series, whereby the rating is up to 52 kV insulation class is met. So we can directly connect it to the 25 kV feeder. Yeah, it is modular in nature. Of course, the monitoring is can be done 24/7 on a cloud-based platform. Even our maintenance engineer, as well as at the customer end, in the let's say the maintenance staff at the TSS, they can log into our web page at any time, or see on their mobile at any time what is the condition of the system, how much are the harmonics, whether if in case of this breakdown, so the fault log is maintained. So this feature is provided in our solution. Of course, the basic requirement, power factor greater than 0.95, the total demand distortion less than 7.5%, and voltage regulation of the feeder line. So these are the main distinct performance parameters of our solution. Of course, the benefits to customer include there is a reduction in maximum demand. In case, of course, penalties are progressively coming at various state level and zonal railways. So there is, of course, a saving from the penalties and surcharges which are levied to consumers, that is the railway user. It can easily accommodate load increase without capacity augmentation. So since we are improving the efficiency of the system and pumping reactive power, so in general, more load can be, let's say, utilized on the same line. This is the typical SLD of our solution. So there is the main electronics voltage source converter based system, which is our main panels. They are housed indoor in an enclosure, and of course we have our 25 kV rated switchgear, which is thereby connected to the TSS 25 kV feeder, which is the secondary of the, let's say, 132 kV by 25 kV transformer. This is an aerial shot of one of the implemented site. The blue rectangle you see here is what we have delivered to railways. So the right side is the incoming side. Here you have the step down transformers, and here you can see this is the track side where the OHE is fed. So we have implemented these two bays and this enclosure for housing our indoor cabinet and as well as the yard equipment, and then it is integrated into the existing railway control room. Already commissioned, we have 5 TSS already commissioned, another 4 are nearing completion, and the last 2 are currently in design phase. So all of them are planned to be completed within this financial year. What are the activities involved in this? Our activity starts right from power quality measurement to assess what is the exact rating of our equipment required. Once there, we identify the suitable area within the substation, do the soil bearing capacity, prepare the foundations and the layouts, the civil work, or it could be either a room or also a container based solution. the earth mat, cable trench, as well as the complete erection of equipment is in our scope. Pre-commissioning, then any third-party test, seeking EIG clearance, then final commissioning after charging with 25 kV, and thereafter, as a last step, to integrate with the SCADA as well as support, let's say, the verification by electricity board. These tenders in particular have been literally performance driven, because there is a problem an issue which the railway, the user, is facing. So in most of our contracts, the acceptance criteria is that only after let's say in case where a penalty is already being levied to the customer, yes, only once this penalty is waived off or the performance is proven, that is the time when our system is considered as accepted. We have been installing them in existing substations. So each TSS has different space availability. So luckily, based on our design, we are able to manage in different kinds of configurations. Here you see a TSS layout where we easily got exact area as per our requirement. There have been other configurations where, of course, we have also used a different kind of configuration for our yard equipment, depending on where the space is available. We also have situations where we have existing transformers and oil pits, so we are able to have a different layout so that we are able to manage within the space provided. Yeah, there is a certain component which goes indoor, which is our main power and control cabinets, of course, and the outdoor switchgear is mostly sourced from our RDSO approved sources. Here you see.
Mr. Sethi, sorry
Yes.
for interrupting. Sir, if you could wrap up the presentation in 2-3 minutes, then we would have some time left for the Q&A.
Right, ma'am. I'll do that. Yeah. Here you see a 6 MVA configuration where you have 2 pairs of panels, each of 3 MVA rating. We also have a remote control or annunciation panel inside the railway control room, where all fault logs and system status is being reported. And from here, it is also connected to the RTU, where let's say we are able to integrate in the SCADA, and at the headquarter level in the TPC, they are able to see the performance of the system. Yeah, this is our EIG clearance. Here you see power quality restorer, each 3 MVA, 2 sets by Delta. So this complete is our scope as a turnkey. This is, of course, of significance. This is a commissioning efficacy report of one of the TSS, where we have addressed both these issues. Power factor without having our equipment was in the range of 0.89, which was improved close to 0.99. Secondly, with the maximum demand current of the TSS being 724 ampere, harmonic current used to be as high as 144 ampere, which is almost 20% TDD. And after implementation of system, this harmonic current was reduced to not more than 17 ampere at any time. So both at a 3-second interval as well as a 10-minute interval. So the maximum TDDI was 2.3%. So this was within the limit. And as an add-on benefit, what we noticed is there was also a reduction in the maximum demand for the TSS, which is like a fixed cost to railways. Another benefit which we saw is normally when the load current increases, the 25 kV feeder voltage tends to droop. So with our system in place, the 25 kV feeder, the bus feeder, was at a more consistent profile. This I call as our report card. Well, the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board also verified our system performance. From a TDD limit of 8%, what was observed during measurement was maximum 2%. So that is how Southern Railway got the benefit of mitigation and waiver of their ongoing penalty. You can see here, this was the earlier bill where there was a harmonic compensation component, a penalty of 51 lakh rupees. So the month we commissioned our equipment and it got verified, so this compensation was waived off. So almost 50 lakh rupees of benefit every month for every TSS. This is our acceptance. This is what we installed at one of the metro rail customers. You see here above there the viaduct where the metro is operating. So this we have implemented in a receiving substation. This is our EIG clearance, and this is a similar result. From a limit of 8%, the TDD was restricted to not more than 5.4%. This brings me to my last slide, just to summarize what are the benefits of our dynamic power quality solution. It addresses the requirement of power factor, harmonics, as well as voltage regulation. Commercial benefits to customers include reduction in maximum demand, saving from penalties and surcharges, enhancement of load. It is a unique transformerless design whereby the footprint, the space requirement is pretty low. Since there is no transformer, so there are no associated copper losses. So it is high in efficiency. So it is modular in nature. It has a 24/7 monitoring. It complies to the latest IEEE 519 standard. One more thing which I would like to mention here, manual or automatic mode. Well, as a user, the user can really set his priority whether he wants to address the requirement of power factor first or harmonics, and accordingly, user as a let's say as a parameter on the HMI, they can set what is the priority. In case of Southern Railway, let's say the penalty was coming due to harmonics, so the capacity of our equipment was first to bring the harmonics within the requirement, and the balance amount of rating to the compensating current to cater to the power factor improvement. This brings me to the end of my presentation. I thank you for your attention. I'm also pleased to announce that Delta this year completes 50 years of its existence, and that is the reason, yeah, we use our new logo this year for as Delta 50. My contact details are here for any requirement. We will be very happy to address the same.
Nikita, you're not audible.
I'll be happy to consider any questions.
No, you're not audible. 1 second, Mr. Sethi. We are just trying to resolve this.
Sure.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So, Mr. Sethi, I'm going to quickly take up the questions. The first one is, if you're the first company to commission dynamic power compensation in Southern Railways, and in how many TSS in Southern Railways have you commissioned them so far?
Ma'am, well, we have total orders for 8 traction substations. So let's say the 3 are already commissioned. 4th one will be commissioned this month, and balance of 4 are also planned within this financial year. Yeah, so before March 22. In addition, we are also doing for Metro. So there also we have for 3 receiving substations. So 2 of them are already commissioned and they've gone live. And of course, in fact, even the savings to the Metro customer in their monthly bill has been accrued. It is the 3rd one is remaining. Maybe next month we are planning to also commission that.
And so the power quality solutions that are being offered by Delta, so sir, these solutions can be integrated with the existing traction substations and also with the existing equipment that the Indian Railways have?
Ma'am, yes. Well, let's say the requirement of railways is that if they are seeking this solution, it should also work regardless of whether there is a separate piece of equipment available or not. In Southern Railway, we proved our equipment by disconnecting the capacitor banks which were already there in service. But yes, since Railway already has invested, there are capacitor banks in most of the TSS. Yes, our solution can also integrate with that, and we can control their switching on and bringing them into circuit with our equipment itself, so that it can work complementary. Yes.
So just one last question from our side. Sir, if you could just share the cost estimates or the indication of a cost that are associated with these systems.
I mean, of course, if it depends also from opportunity to opportunity. It also depends on the requirement and let's say how much is the current power factor or the harmonic with in different TSS. Would just like to, I mean, give you a flavor that yes, in case of both Chennai Metro as well as Southern Railway, the payback period is less than 1 year. So within 1 year, their cost of investment in this equipment is recovered. Yeah. Balance will also depend how different states will come up there with their own penalty or incentive model.
All right. Thank you, sir. On that note, I'm going to bring this session to a close. Thank you very much, sir, for the wonderful presentation and also for answering all the questions that were raised by the delegates. So we are going to share your coordinates with the delegates in case they want to know more about the various products and offerings by Delta. They are going to contact you for the same. And once again, thank you for sponsoring the conference as well.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll be happy to address any requirements. Thank you.